Hey, it is spring in my part of the world. And one of the things I love about spring is that it gives me an opportunity to plant. On my way home from work today, I stopped and I got some seeds. And that's what I'm going to be doing this weekend. But as much as I love planting and I love to eat, one of the things I am really enjoying about planting in this season of my life is the powerful lessons it is teaching me about what it means to wait on God during the dormant seasons of our lives.
Welcome to In the Word, a devotional segment to get you started on your day. And I'm your host, Dr. Kathy Ann Hernandez, also known as Dr. H from Value What Matters. And now, the Word. Hey, I'm just getting a cup of tea, but I wanted to talk to you about gardening and some of the lessons and applications I have seen in my spiritual life. So, we've been talking about the fact that you are chosen by God. He has a divine destiny for you. And even though it might seem to you as though you're just waiting and you don't know what is going to happen, it might seem to you as though you're facing obstacle after obstacle. But we've talked about the fact that God is well able to use the broken places of our lives to actually point us towards our calling. And He's a God that cares for us in a broken world where things often go wrong. But I want to talk today specifically about some of the challenges and some of the lack of confidence we can face or worry or anxiety about. Am I going to be successful? Am I going to make it? And what I realize is when I am planting, listen to me, is that there is so much work that goes into gardening. If you are afraid of hard work, don't garden. We have to get rid of the weeds. We have to till the soil. We have to get the plants, plant them. Then we have to make sure that the gardens uh, remains free of weed. We have to fight all kinds of fight with critters who want to eat what they didn't plant. And so ultimately, at some point, just as it is in our life, we can obsess about, am I really going to yield the fruits of my efforts? And the point is that God calls us to do the work. And we see in scripture example after example where it is not the the grand outcome sometimes that we might expect, but it is grand to God because the Bible said He would come for just one sinner. We see the story of the lost coin and the lost sheep. And so, in a world where success is often equated with number of followers, number of likes, number of zeros after the one or two, we might feel as though, it's not worth it. It's just so much work and the outcome is unsure. But in a lot of wisdom literature, we see this principle, which is biblically based, that we are called to do the work. When we begin to obsess about the fruits and the outcomes, that's when we become stuck. That's when we are no longer operating in the space where God can truly use us because we're not living in the moment. We are worrying about the future. And so we see this in 1 Corinthians 3 and verse 6. Paul is writing to the Corinthians and he said, listen, I planted the seed. Apollos watered it, but it was God who made it grow. And so all we are called to do is to do the work. We cannot make it grow. It is God who makes it grow. And I want to nuance that a bit further because the point is that we've got to find joy in the work. That is the work that God has destined us to do. Whether it's writing a book, teaching, whether it's taking care of your children, being the best mother or father that you can be, we are called to do the work. And if we can really get into the work, that is the joy. I tell students, learning is the reward. And it's a challenging thing to do. But once you get that principle, you will exist in the space of satisfaction, joy, because you'll be doing the work that God has created you to do, and you will be leaving the fruits to Him for Him to do what He can do. As long as you do your part. And remember, it's something I constantly remind myself, even as I wrote my book, if one person, if God wanted me to write that book so one person could read it and come into a closer relationship with Him, He values that. And for me, it's a joy to walk into the work that He has called me to do. So we plant, someone else plants, someone else waters, but it's God who makes things grow. Have a great day, week, or night, and don't get distracted. Remember to value what matters. Take care. Bye.